Hello students, today I'd like to go over what would really would help if you could do these things at home before we start really hitting the violin and the cello instruction really heavily in the classroom. So as a reminder, the things that you need are of course your violin. This is a 3/4 size violin, which most of you will be playing. Some of you might have a 4/4, a full-size violin, and very few will probably have a half-size violin. So if you have questions, just email me, but the 3/4 works for the vast majority of all my 4th grade students. So besides the violin, we also need this Essential Elements Book 1 book. It's found on Amazon, and I included all this information in the Google Classroom as well. This little guy here is critical to your success. I teach with this Don't Fret sticker. It is color-coded, and when I'm teaching a large group, this becomes your best friend because you can identify pitches with the colors. So make sure that you get the appropriate size that fits your instrument. In other words, a 3/4 size violin like this one would require a 3/4 size sticker. And all these items are available on Amazon, and I presented them in Google Classroom. So what can you do at home? Well, the application of the sticker would be greatly appreciated if moms and dads feel comfortable after watching this video doing that at home with you guys, helping of course as well. It is pretty simple. The idea is we're just going to simply get this inlay to go underneath the strings and adhere to the fingerboard. So the first thing that we do is we take off the bridge. It just slides right out, and then we pull our strings to the side. We pull the 2 largest strings off to the top of the instrument, and we pull our 2 smallest strings to the bottom of the instrument, and we hide them. We just gently tuck them underneath the fingerboard here so we can have complete access to the fingerboard when we're putting on our lovely Don't Fret sticker. So the sticker comes off the backing, and then from there, all you do is simply line it up nice and carefully with the top of the nut here, and then you bring it down. I'm going to set this instrument down so I can make sure that I carefully put it on there correctly, and then I'll show you. So all I just did was lay the sticker on top of the fingerboard, flush with what's called the nut. The nut is this horizontal piece of wood at the top of the fingerboard, just below the pegs, just below the macro tuners. Once it's on there nice and straight, which that looks pretty good, then I go ahead and I just press it down to eliminate some of the bubbles. We won't get to all of them until the final process. Then we take our strings and we pull them back on top, which is pretty simple. And like that. So I just brought the 4 strings back on top of the fingerboard. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Then I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to push the edges of the stickers so they grip on the sides, so now they're not loose like that. Then you want to put the bridge back on. Now you'll notice that one side is lower of the bridge, and maybe you can tell it's this side. Hopefully you can tell that. That is the side that we use for our smallest strings, the E string and the A string. Way up here higher, this is our G string and our D string, so we want to put it back into the strings just like this, and then I just make them, I bring the bridge up. I'm going to set the instrument down. Okay. And like that. And if you can bring the instrument back to me like that, I can put the final touches on it and tune it up like that, and we'll be ready to go. And that will save me hours of time because I typically have maybe 60, 65 violins to do per grade level. So if you can do that at home, that would be fantastic. The next thing you are asked to do at home is rosin your bow. This is rosin, okay? And when it comes to you brand new from the factory, it is beautiful, shiny, and it's not roughed up at all. So it will not adhere to our bows because we need to rough it up first. So again, this is our bow, okay? And we want to tighten the screw just enough so the hairs on the bottom become taut, but not too tight. And if you can stick your finger through like this, and see there's the tip of your finger coming through without really moving the hairs, then you've got it about the right amount of tension on the bow. You want to always maintain this reverse curve here. If you tighten it so much that that starts to flatten, that's too much. The bow will not grip to the strings properly, and you run a very strong risk of breaking the bow right here. So that's about right. Okay, so then I'm going to go back to my rosin, and what we want to do is just take a paper clip, just regular old paper clip, and I'm going to run it the long ways on this rosin and just rough up the rosin just a little bit. So we get enough of the rosin material holding on to the bow. So you can see I'm kind of roughing it up here. I don't want to go too hard because it'll chip. It chips pretty easy. These rosins break very easy as well, so you want to make sure you don't drop them on the floor. Take good care of them. If you do have a problem with it and you break one, they're also available on Amazon. I think the last time I looked, you can get as many as a four-pack for $6. So, of course, those are really cheap versions, but for our students, they seem to work very nicely. So we are all roughened up here on the rosin, and we just take it and we run it up and down, up and down, and up and down. How many times? Well, I would recommend maybe singing the ABCs 4 or 5 times through, which might give you about 4 or 5 minutes worth of rosining. And then at the end of that, your bow will most likely grip to the strings and you'll produce a tone. So when you're getting your instruments brand new, they will not produce a tone. You have to rosin your bows first. Okay, so for the expediency of this video, I'm going to stop rosining right here, but I would continue if I wanted to grip the strings better. But this should be, yeah, there's enough rosin on that bow right now to produce a pitch. So if you have any questions, please email me, but if you're able to put on the lovely Don't Fret sticker and put the bridge back in, that would be awesome. And then rosin your bows at home. Okay. Look forward to seeing you soon, and have a great day.